Hi there, this is Troy, and today I want to tackle a question from a coaching client of mine called Mike. Here's Mike's question, and I quote, "How does one find their purpose or meaning in life? The more I think about it, the more that outside of family and friends, there is no innate meaning or purpose in life. You have to give yourself permission to find that meaning and purpose, and one seems to decide for themselves what is meaningful. How does one go about this? Is the best way simply to trial lots of activities and hobbies and find out what you're most passionate about?" Well, Mike, thank you for your question and for choosing to work with me as a client. But before we get into the topic, first a few brief parish notices. If, like Mike, you would like to ask me a question to be answered in video format on this channel, then please either leave a comment below or drop me an email at troy@realtroyfrancis.com. That's troy@realtroyfrancis.com. I'm keen to feature your questions as frequently as I can to make sure my content is as relevant and actionable as possible, so don't be shy. And I promise that if it's humanly possible, I will answer your question, unless, of course, it's obscene or related to ping pong balls in Thai hostess bars or something similar. Also, if, like Mike, you'd like to book me for a private consultation on your dating life, relationships, or some other topic, then please contact me to arrange a Skype session. All inquiries are confidential, and I've been working with clients from all over the world for years at this point, so you won't be disappointed. And if you're interested in reading my books on sex and the modern dating marketplace, then you need to grab a copy of Renegade Dating Blueprint, my 10-book bundle, including 7 Laws of Seduction, How to Be an Arsehole, and many more. Currently, it's available for just $39, and since the full value for the books is over $250, then you're certainly getting an amazing deal. Anyway, back to Mike's question, which concerns finding your life's purpose. Well, Mike, you're probably not surprised to hear that I entirely agree with your assessment that life is innately meaningless and purposeless in itself. That might sound nihilistic, and indeed, I've been called a nihilist by critics on Twitter several times in the past. But here's the deal. You were born coincidentally when one of millions of sperm just happened to make contact with an egg, and then just happened to withstand all the vicissitudes of prenatal life and then birth itself in order to become a baby. The world around us has no inherent meaning other than that ascribed to it by other human beings. Yes, I realise that religious folk listening to this will take a different view, but I am not a traditionally religious person, and therefore I can't subscribe to the notion that a monotheistic faith provides a template for one's existence on this planet. This is not to say, though, that religious faiths are worthless and have nothing going for them, because clearly that's not the case. The major religions all provide useful templates by which to live. But when you come to think about it, isn't it a bit of a coincidence that these templates also happen to support a smooth-running society where the poor remain grateful and docile and aren't tempted to rise up and overthrow a system that benefits their elite overlords? But that's another topic for another time. The point is that unless you are religious, then as Mike says, you need to find meaning and purpose for yourself. But that is not a bad thing, and I don't agree that saying so makes one a nihilist. On the contrary, an awareness that everything is temporary and random, and that therefore one must forge one's own path, is incredibly liberating. And the prospect of being the architect of one's own life seems to be not depressing, but exciting. That being so, then yes, you must search hard internally for that thing or things that floats your boat and will make you happy. This must be something other than dating or being married to that special someone. Maybe she is the apple of your eye, more perfect than any woman you've ever met before. But still, she is not your purpose. She's your companion and someone to come on the journey with you. Because a man without a purpose is a shadow man, hardly fit for purpose. Think of all the great heroes of adventure stories in comic books, James Bond. All of them have a mission of some kind. You must determine yours, and unfortunately, no one else can do it for you, because it needs to be something that resonates with you on a deeply fundamental level. Previously, I've given advice about looking back to your childhood and remembering the things that you loved to do then. Perhaps one or more of those things, or a couple of them combined, could form the basis for a new career path for you today. For example, when I was a kid, I loved to write, which informs my work now. But say I'd also been really into sports. Could I have combined those two disciplines to have become a sports journalist or blogger? Or maybe I could have started a YouTube channel dedicated to sporting history and written scripted videos like this one on that subject. They say that if you do a job you love, then you will never work another day in your life, and I believe that's true. I, for one, have managed to arrange things in my life so that finally I'm doing something I really love, creating content about the way in which human beings interact. You see, human nature, along with writing, have fascinated me for the longest time. And with the advent of the internet, I've begun to carve out a career where I can bring those two things together in a form that, hopefully, other people find useful. Plus, I'm able to make a living doing so at the same time. Carl Jung talks about the importance of what he calls individuation. That is, becoming the individual that you really are. I guess it's similar to what we term self-actualization. Yes, that sounds a bit hippie-ish, but for Jung, it is essential that everyone engages in this process if they are to have a happy and fulfilled life. Significantly, becoming the individual you always were suggests that the seeds of whatever it is that will fulfill you in life are already inside of you. You just need to search deeply to find them. I guess I was lucky since, as I mentioned, I always loved to write when I was a kid. In addition, from a fairly young age, I was keen on the idea of having my own talk radio show and appearing on television. Now, with the advent of YouTube, I can fulfill those early ambitions. It's amazing what technology can do, isn't it? But for Mike and anyone else listening to this, my sense is that deep down you probably already know what you'd really like to do. You're just unsure that you can make a go of it commercially, or you believe you don't have enough time to do it alongside your day job. If that's the case, then recognize that these are just excuses. If a thing's worth doing, it's worth suffering for in the short term to enjoy that long-term gain. If you're really stuck thinking about your purpose, consider what you would do if someone gave you $10 million. Suddenly freed from the need to work for a living, what remains that you would love to devote yourself to? In all likelihood, that is the thing that will give you purpose, since that is the thing you choose to do even without a financial reward attached. If that thing is lying on a beach in Thailand, then you probably need to go back to the drawing board. But if it's something more active, say skiing some of the toughest slopes in the world, then start working out now how such an ambition could also be monetized so that you can make it your main focus in life while bringing home the bacon at the same time. The great thing about being alive today is that the internet allows us to make money from all kinds of bizarre things. If guys can make bank unboxing sex robots, then I'm sure you can stack cheddar by setting up a skiing blog and adding affiliate links, while also enjoying a life filled with purpose and pleasure. Anyway, Mike, I hope this helped and gave you some food for thought. To everyone else, please remember to hit subscribe and notifications so you're kept up to date with my latest content on YouTube. And if you're interested in my musings on dating, sex, and how to navigate the sexual marketplace, pick up Renegade Dating Blueprint for $39 now by hitting the link below. And remember, live the life you want, not the life you think you should. I'll see you again soon in another video. For now, bye-bye.